I've booked a pod for the night in an old court. I feel a little bit nervous. Over the way you can see the old courtroom benches, so you can close this off for some privacy. The old bars on the windows. Arthur's seat. It's cost me £50. There's toothpaste. I mean, now I can say that I have drank whiskey in court and spent the night in jail. Hello everybody, hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a rather drizzly Edinburgh. I have just checked out of the Witchery. I'm on my way to the next accommodation that I will be staying at during this Edinburgh adventure, and it's somewhere a little bit different. So I've booked a pod for the night in a hostel that has cost me £50. Let's go and check in. So here we are. It is called Code Pod, the Court. Actually a couple of these in Edinburgh. There's another one as well, but I really like the location of this one. We are so close to the castle. We're right on the Royal Mile, and we're just 5 minutes walk from the Witchery as well, so I haven't had to come too far. The court is situated in an old court and jail. It's a Victorian A-listed building. The oldest part of the court buildings was completed in 1693. The building here at 1A Parliament Square was originally designed as the Edinburgh Police Chambers, contained holding cells as well as courtroom facilities and the former district court. So let's go on in and check in.
Yeah, checking in you
Yes,
are,
please,
yeah?
yeah. Okay, I'm all checked in. I've been given a code that gives me access to the dorms, and also I've been given a number for my pod and for my locker as well. So I'm staying in room the court. It is an old courtroom, I believe, up on the first floor. So we have some information here. They have a free walking tour every day at 11:30. There's live music on Sundays, Mondays and Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Beer sampling daily, Taste of Scotland on Wednesdays, a trivia night, craft night, paint and sip night, the evolution of gin, whiskey tasting, beer tastings and coffee tours. Lots going on. Gosh, you can see the old bars on the windows here. Let's take the stairs up to the first floor. Laundry this way, and then the courtroom is this way. That's where I'm staying. In we go. I'm kind of nervous. Okay, so this is my locker. I am in my pod. I'm trying to keep my voice down because I'm aware that there are people with their curtains pulled across, so they might be sleeping. So it is very quiet in here as well. But I've managed to find number 16, which is where I'm situated for the evening. So I thought we would start off with what would normally be, I guess, a room tour. In this instance, we'll do a pod tour. See here the ladder that goes up to the pods above, and then you have a curtain. Over the way you can see the old courtroom benches. I've just taken my shoes off and popped them underneath one. So you can close this off for some privacy. And then we have a little shelf up here. This has a USB and a USB-C charger. There's no actual plug here. So it's just for fire regulations that they have those. And we have a little rail here that you can hook things onto or hang your towel. There is a coat hook here, which I've just popped my bag on. The light above the bed and a little headboard, which is tartan. There's a single pillow and a duvet. The mattress so far feels quite comfortable. Let's have a little look at the sides down here. All looks relatively clean. We have a bit of space as well if you wanted to kind of shove a wash bag or some belongings down the edge of the mattress. And then up here, it says feeling hot, fans are available at reception. So there we go. We have two switches here. Let's just change the lighting slightly and turned it off. Oh, it's nice and dark, so if you did want to sleep during the daytime. For example, if you just wanted to have a few hours sleep, perhaps before a flight or something like that, it could be a good shout. The location here is absolutely fantastic. It'll be interesting to see what the noise is like later on and whether I get a good night's sleep. And you do have the locker as well, which is quite a large size. It's big enough, I think you'd be able to get a cabin-sized suitcase in it and some backpacks. And I saw a luggage room downstairs as well, so if you have bigger cases, you can store luggage there. There's also a laundrette, which is very handy. And downstairs there's a bar. It looks like there's loads of activities here. But yeah, I feel like I'm being a bit noisy for in here, so I'm gonna keep my voice down now and we'll go and have a look around. I've just come up to the stairs and you can see Arthur's seat over there. I wonder if any of the little rooms here have got a view of that. That's very cool. Do serve breakfast here, 7 till 11 at the coffee house, which is on the ground floor. It looks like that's a place where you can just go in for coffee, you know, if you're not staying here as well. Accessible showers on the 2nd floor. There's more rooms on the 3rd. Bar, reception, communal areas on the ground floor, and then a luggage room and the lost clothes on the lower ground. Let's see what that is on the lower ground floor then. So here's the luggage store, and then we have the lost clothes. Wow. Tasting room toilets. Oh wow. Okay, let's go for a little wander. I've just picked up one of the leaflets for the lost clothes. It says explore the past and taste the present, uncover Scotland's hidden history with guided whiskey, gin and beer tastings and historic walking tours. There is a QR code for you there should you wish to get some more information on that. Rare Scottish whiskies and gins. Doesn't that look cool? So that's all down there. After the Great Fire of 1824, a new courthouse and jail rose above Parliament Square, but below something was left hidden. Hidden vaults and forgotten clothes lay sealed for nearly 200 years until renovations uncovered a lost piece of Edinburgh's past. Oh wow. Okay, let's do some first impressions. Well, first of all, we cannot beat this location. So this is the Royal Mile, just along behind me over here. So in terms of where we're situated, I think it's fantastic. If I'm being completely honest with you, I feel a little bit nervous. Not like scared nervous, just more kind of social anxiety nervous with it being a big communal space like that and being so close to other people who are sleeping. I was just putting my trainers back on and somebody came through. I'm not sure about volumes because normally I'd probably say hello to somebody and strike up a bit of conversation, but I'm not sure if that's the right kind of etiquette to do when you're all kind of lined up in your dorm pod bunk thing. So yeah, that bit's kind of making me just like not a tiny bit nervous, but you know, I'm all right. It's just one night, so I'm sure we'll be fine. But yeah, in terms of the location, very friendly welcome, quite straightforward. Getting to the room, you're given like a 6-digit code that you punch in all the doors. They check your ID, so I think it's quite safe there. You know, it's big rooms, there's lots of people sleeping in there. So yeah, I don't feel in any way not safe. And yeah, for the price, I think, you know, we are smack bang on the Royal Mile in Edinburgh at peak season. So rooms are very expensive in Edinburgh at this time of year. It's the middle of July at the time of filming this. So yeah, we shall see how tonight goes. Just wandered into this makers market. This is just off the Royal Mile. It's situated in this beautiful church building. We have all the stalls all the way around it. This is all stuff that's made in Scotland, different crafts. These prints are drawing me. I've fallen into a Christmas shop. Can't help myself. Museum of Childhood, and it's free admission. So let's go on in and take a little look. If you carry your childhood with you, you never become older. Oh, we've got some throwbacks here. Who remembers this? I definitely had that one. The Fisher-Price Activity Centre and the Fisher-Price phone there. I remember this dog too. Scrabble. Wow, we've got all the dolls in here. Gosh, these look like very old ones. I think these must be Victorian. Got some familiar characters down here. I remember Ed the Duck. Bob the Builder and the Wombles. Paddington Bear, the Sooty Show. I feel like I might have had these. This is so cute. Somebody's made Dougal from the Magic Roundabout using an old mop. Worth a look, all free, and the children in there seem to be really enjoying themselves too. So yeah, if you are here with kids, nice place to go and reminisce, show them the toys that maybe you grew up with. We have Edinburgh Gin here. This is just down the other way on the Royal Mile, and you can do tastings and tours of the distillery here. Just walk down the hill and there's another hostel here called the Backpackers Hostel, St Christopher's Inns. And I was just looking at the windows and they seem to have the bunk beds, which in terms of privacy, I feel like it's way less private. I think actually having the pod, although I think some people may find that a bit claustrophobic, I feel like it feels way privater going in long ways. Long ways, or you know what I mean, going in. Yeah, it feels better for me, I think, just having that small curtain at the end. Also, there was a pair of what looked like boxer shorts by the kind of entryway to my pod, maybe belonging to the person above, I don't know. So that was that. Just stumbled across this beautiful flower display and I thought, well, this looks like a lovely hotel. Of course it is, it's the Balmoral. Wow, absolutely stunning display out here. Lovely. All of the roses are out in bloom here at the Princess Street Gardens. See the castle on the hill over there. I just had another memory when I was up here reporting for Steph's Packed Lunch, and I did some shopping bargains on the high street on Princess Street, just up there. And I remember one of the bargains that I was sharing was some helium balloons, and they were getting blown about everywhere. At one point, I think the sound man had got in a bit of a tangle with me with his boom pole. It was quite the chaotic live broadcast, but a lot of fun. I think that was 2021. I think I vlogged that one as well. Right, we're going to go back up this way, up these steps. So there's a traditional bar up here. I have looked up a few budget-friendly places to eat, but a lot of them are closed. I thought it'd be fun to show you some of them as we are doing the budget accommodation. There's a place called Oink on Victoria Street, which does like hog roast rolls, and I think they start at £4, which sounds good, but yeah, it's a little bit late for that. Oh, Halfway House. Edinburgh's smallest award-winning pub. There we go. Don't seem like they do food. It's very sweet. What else have we got? Jingling Geordie. Of course, wouldn't be one of my travel vlogs without a good old set of stairs to climb. Get those steps in today. I've come round onto Victoria Street. This is the street that has the two levels, so it has like an upper level and the street below. So I love this street. It's very cool and it has the colourful buildings further down. So it's 7:30 p.m. and I need to get some dinner somewhere, and I really don't know what I fancy this evening. Thinking maybe finding a pub. I think I fancy a drink. I think I need a drink. Look how cute these little ceramic ghosts are in the window. Love them. It's so pretty. I remember coming here in one of my previous vlogs and I went to the Bertie's Fish and Chips and it was really nice actually. Give you an idea of the prices. Steak pie $14.95 with chips or mash. Or they do haggis here. Fancy something Scottish, traditional. And a deep fried Mars bar, £7.50. Gosh, that's steep. I've seen them up here, you get 2 for £3 at the other chip shops. And their world famous battered haddock, $16.95. Served with chips and tartar sauce. Oh, this is the oink hog roast I was telling you about. It looks like the prices start at $6.45. I think I might have been looking at slightly dated, a bit of information there. For the small, then you've got a larger one, $8.55, and then a large, white or brown bread, and then you have sage and onion stuffing or haggis, and then applesauce or different sauces on there, and then you have your hog roast. You can also get hog in a box without the bread for $10.95. And then here we have the Elephant House Magical Cafe. This is known around the world as the birthplace of Harry Potter. I have vlogged this before as well, but it's in a much older Edinburgh vlog, I think. And there was a window towards the back that you can sit in, and it has a lovely view across to Edinburgh Castle. I'm not particularly hungry, and I'm very indecisive. I might just get some chips. That will keep to our budget dinner tonight. Portion of chips for me, please. Yeah, let's go over to Bertie's. So this is dinner this evening. I've gone for the twice cooked chips at $3.95 and a can of the Innis & Gunn lager at $4.99. So dinner's cost me £8.94, and this is lager that's brewed here in Edinburgh. And as far as views go, you can't beat this one. Thoroughly enjoyable portion of chips. Like the fact you could put your own salt and vinegar on, so I could put loads on. And they had chip shop sauce, and then they had sachets of mayonnaise, ketchup, all complimentary. And now I'm just finishing my can of beer, and it's a great little spot here for people watching. So I'm just watching people wandering by. Lots of people are stopping to take photos of all the colourful buildings here. It's proper picture postcard shot here, so everybody's stopping to take photos. Just come up to the upper level for a little look over the edge here. See where I was sitting just now. You get a good view from up here.
I like Napoleon, 10,500. Writing, always writing. It's finally to the
Just found myself wandering down an alley and I stumbled across some kind of performance, or I'm not quite sure what was going on there, but a couple of gentlemen with very characterful voices doing some kind of speech or acting out some kind of play. So this is where I stayed last night. That was my bathroom, and all of this floor was the suite that I was staying in. Wonder if someone else has checked into there now. Looks like the lamps are on. It was a fabulous experience. Definitely have a little watch of that vlog if you haven't caught it already. That will be linked in the description box for you. I think what's fab about the location of the hostel is just how close you are to all of these tourist attractions. So if you wanted to get up and out early, you could get straight into the castle, beat some of the queues. You can do all the Royal Mile if you wanted to go out and take nice photos, catch, sunrise in Edinburgh. It is perfectly located, not to mention the price, of course. You can't beat that. That was the cheapest overnight stay that I could find. I think if you booked in advance, things like maybe some of the budget hotels, maybe like the travel lodges or Premier Inns direct, way in advance on low season, you'd probably get maybe somewhere even under £50. And it'd be interesting to see how cheap these pods within the hostel go, depending on how far in advance you book them. I booked mine on hotels.com, and it was also coming up on booking.com, but I'm sure you can book it directly too. I think it's nearly time to head back. The other thing, of course, is if you are out for the evening, you don't have far to go. If you've gone for a nice drink or a nice dinner, it's always lovely, isn't it, when you can feel like you can stay out quite late and not have to worry about faffing around with taxis or public transport trying to get back to your accommodations. I think that's another plus point. And I've stayed in hostels all over the world, and I I do really rate them. I think they can vary hugely. In the UK, here in the UK, I have stayed in the YHA, the Youth Hostel Association hostels. Actually, quite recently I vlogged a stay at one of those in Bristol, which I really enjoyed. I did actually book, it was more like a private dorm. I was there with some friends, you know, but a nice experience just for one night, you know, very reasonable as well. I think there's also a bit of a misconception that the hostels are just for kind of younger people and young travellers, and the ones that I've experienced have always got a real mixture of people staying within them. So don't be put off by age if that is something that's putting you off. And often they have really good facilities as well. So this one, for example, has free left luggage, so you don't have to pay anything if you want to leave your suitcase, and buy a towel for £3, which I think is pretty good going. They had earplugs, they had eye masks and toothbrush, little amenity kits for £1 each. And this one has the free walking tour, which I think is brilliant, and things like activities going on. It's usually a great way to get chatting to people. Often there'll be a lot of solo travellers in hostels, so it's great for that if you are travelling by yourself and you want to meet some fellow travellers. And quite frequently they will have a very reasonably priced bar, which is always good. Sometimes they'll have reasonably priced food available, and they often have really good Wi-Fi too, which is something that I love because I can get these vlogs edited and uploaded whilst I'm travelling. I think if you are travelling within a group, it'd probably be better to book one of they've got like 4-bed dormitories, because obviously with it having the pods in the dorms, it's not really a very sociable setup, and obviously noise is kind of not encouraged with people trying to sleep in there. So I think if there was a group of you, you might be better off trying to find one of those if they're available. I can see fridge magnets, I can see gifts. I'm being sucked in. I do already have an Edinburgh fridge magnet at home, so I'm going to behave myself. Okay, I'm going to make my way back to the hostel. I did notice there's a few whiskies at the bar in there, so I think it would be rude not to. And I need to charge my phone up as well. I'm just vlogging on my phone, so I wanted to travel as light as possible for this trip. So, yeah, whiskey wee dram time. I've gone for the standard flight, and they give you one of these cards so you can actually like read about the different whiskies that you're tasting, and it's presented on this little wooden board. These lids are to stop the smell of these whiskies coming through while you taste the first one, so it's all numbered underneath. So that's got number 2.
Really smoky ones. This is the wee beastie, so this is a 5-year version of what that one is.
Nice.
Lagavulin, very, very, very smoky, very peaty. Lefroy, and then you've got Brooklady. Brooklady do...
I'm going to switch to the Tomintoul small batch next. This one is from Speyside.
So I can have 750
That's very warm.
I would never know them at all unless I could still ski regions.
There's lingering salt and peat smoke. And then Mactala Terra. Oh, this is a strong one, 46%.
And Scotland's the home of whiskey.
Islay.
So in terms of who is who
Number 3.
big whiskey, but both of which are world renowned for everything over the years.
Okay.
So if you look at a lot of Irish
beautiful.
whiskies, a lot lighter.
That's really smoky. So I found myself a nice little corner with a plug so I can charge my phone up. I have my flight whiskies here. There's live music in the bar here. Very relaxed atmosphere. I'm loving it. Scared again to go to the dormitory. Such a baby. The thing that we can't control in this situation is how other people leave the sinks. There's toothpaste, bits of stubble. Not horrendous, but it doesn't take much to rinse after your use, does it? I'm going to just do them all while I'm here so the next person can come in for a clean sink. Someone's just spat like chunks of blue toothpaste into this one. I can't help myself. If I see dirty sinks, I need to clean them. It's just not a vibe, is it, when you go to use a sink and there's stubble or toothpaste in it. The sinks are now as they should be. Moisturiser. I wash my face with water. I'm gonna get changed in bed. Don't know what to do about my shoes. Do I put them in the locker? What would you do? Yeah, I'm gonna put my slippers on. Logistics. If I get myself sorted in the bathroom, I don't want to be one of those people that's like making a racket, doing this kind of stuff in the dormitory when people are trying to sleep. I brought these with me. So this lot I'm going to pop in my locker. This I will keep in my pod with me, with my essentials in it. My water, my filming light, I've got my glasses, and my headphones, because I might just watch a little bit of YouTube in bed. Wash bag can go in here, into the locker. Right, let's get out of here. I want to show you the headroom when I'm sitting on the bed. I mean, it's tight. I want to talk. But I can't. So we'll see. People are packing or unzipping. I'm going to put my earplugs in. Good morning. Well, I feel rather well rested. I actually slept okay. There was a couple of disturbances which I will tell you about. One of them actually was this morning. I was still in bed at 8 a.m. and the scaffolding the workers started bang on 8 o'clock. So there was some really loud banging with that, but you know, that is within the hours. There we are. So yeah, you can kind of hear that from the dorm, because I think it goes all the way around. They're doing some building work. I'll move away from the noise and I'll fill you in about what my thoughts are. The sun is just breaking through. Looks like it's set to be a lovely day in Edinburgh. And I just do love the fact that you can be straight out. You can be straight out and into this queue if you wanted to go into the cathedral here within minutes. So let me run you through my thoughts of the night's sleep first of all. So I was woken up around, I had to get up to go to the toilet. So what time was that? Probably maybe just after midnight, I think. And then I couldn't get to sleep because of some light snoring that I could hear. But snoring is one of those noises where it sends me. So I'm not somebody that could just go to sleep hearing snoring particularly easily. So I put my earplugs in and that did the trick. And then I was out like a light. And yeah, I slept through until I heard some sort of shuffling around in the morning, and then I heard the scaffolders start up and just hear them slightly still in the background there. So overall I slept well. The mattress was okay. It wasn't the most comfortable mattress I've ever slept on, but it was fine. The bedding was fine. Very basic. There's only one pillow, so potentially I think some people would probably want an additional pillow for a bit more support, but yeah, I was comfortable. It is rather warm in there. It feels slightly stuffy. I wish I'd brought my little travel fan with me just to get a little bit of air in the space. They do say that you can get fans from reception. I'm not sure how they work or what they're like, but those are available, so you can request those. And yeah, the facilities I thought were great. The dormitory itself, the people weren't being really noisy. Everyone seemed to be quite respectful. I didn't hear any chatting. It was a quiet dormitory. I think because it's pods, it's not really a social space, then maybe that helps. But yeah, no chit chat, nothing. No one, I didn't really hear hardly any coughing or anything. So that was good. And yeah, I feel like I've had a good night's sleep, which is the main thing. So I paid £50 for the night. I've just spoken to the chap on reception to get an idea of kind of costs throughout the year. The pods start at £27 on low season, which I think is really good value for this location. I think you can't beat it. If you're happy to try one out, I think definitely well worth it. They do go up in price. Obviously we have the Edinburgh Fringe Festival coming up, where rooms go to astronomical prices here in Edinburgh, and it's very popular. The price of a pod I think can go up to, I think he said it goes like £95, then even £150 for a pod for the night, depending on like if it's the weekend or something. And then the individual dorms, I think he was saying they're kind of knocking on towards £300 for the evening. Now, when you compare that to the Witchery, when like on a totally different season, but like peak season here, we're talking that price. Then at the Witchery low season, you can be getting your suite, like the suite that I stayed in, for under £450. That's where the prices get interesting, isn't it? See what you can actually get for your money depending on when you come to Edinburgh. So yeah, if you fancy coming in January, February, you can get some absolute steals in terms of your accommodation. And he said it's very dead, very quiet. There's not many people on the walking tour, and yeah, but it'll be very atmospheric and enjoyable. I actually came up to the Highlands early in the year because you can get the sleeper train a lot cheaper around that time as well. So if you are wanting to come up and do an overnight sleeper train adventure up to Scotland, that train does stop in Edinburgh, and I have done a whole vlog on that as well, which I will link for you in the description box. But yeah, overall I am not grumbling. I've had a good night's sleep. I really liked the social areas. I liked the fact they had live music on in the bar. The whiskey tasting was great for £14.95. I tried all these different delicious whiskies and yeah, got a sense of what those were like, and they were fab. And yeah, it looks like people are enjoying a nice breakfast and coffee down there. So yeah, really nice spots, loads to do and see surrounding this hostel. So for me overall, I would say definitely worth staying in if you're looking for some budget accommodation and a different experience. I mean, now I can say that I have drank whiskey in court and spent the night in jail. So I'm going to wrap up this vlog here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do give the video a thumbs up. Do check out my other Edinburgh travel vlogs. There's loads of them on my channel, and also lots of other travel inspiration if that's your thing. I also do lifestyle videos and a bit of everything around my home. So if that's your thing too, do make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of those. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you have stayed here, or if you have stayed in Edinburgh, where you stayed and what your accommodation was like. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.